Hello, Blue family. So we're gonna watch this video from the Niagara County Sheriff's Department office. This girl, her dad is an attorney. I guess her dad used to be a prosecutor with the Niagara County, and then he became, I guess, like an assistant state Supreme Court judge. So I guess he has some influence within the state, but as we're about to see, sometimes you should not use your influence to change some behavior from certain people that you know or you created.
I had a couple of beers at a friend's house, but I had waited a couple hours and was aware of the fact that I was drinking and therefore left them there.
The deputy asks her to perform several field sobriety tests, on which, according to the deputy, she does poorly.
She couldn't pass any of the tests. She had most of the clues.
She refuses to take a breathalyzer, well within her rights.
Of course, it's within her rights, and her lawyer dad should explain that automatically you get a suspension of 1 year in your driver license.
And she's taken into custody.
You have the right to remain silent and refuse to answer any questions.
My dad is an attorney.
Okay, your dad's an attorney, and what?
Anything you say may be used against you in a court of law.
Rachel Winter's father, Ron Winter, is a longtime member of the Niagara County District Attorney's Office and current law clerk for State Supreme Court Justice Richard Clark Sr.
Has Rachel been arrested?
Yes, she has.
Oh, Jesus. Do you recognize my name at all?
No, sir, I don't.
All right. I used to be the chief homicide prosecutor for Niagara County. I worked in the DA's office.
Okay, if I was that officer's like, okay, and then what? What the fuck you want, a cake?
Is there any way to,
See, he's had hesitation right there. He knows he's wrong. He knows what he's doing is wrong. So, if your mind is telling you, hey, maybe you should not do that, then fucking stop doing it. I mean, what is the issue? First of all, you need to teach your daughter not to drink and drive. Okay, that should be like the first issue. Then next, if she got caught drinking and driving, well, I guess if you're a lawyer, you should like at least teach her what not to say, what to do, and what not to do.
is there any way to not have this happen? Is there anything we can do?
I've already called out with her under arrest. I've already called for a tow truck, our normal procedure. Read her Miranda and DWI.
So the deputy is doing the right thing. He's doing his job. That's what he gets paid to do. And yes, whatever, the daughter of such and such got arrested. Well, that's her problem and that's his problem. He's doing his job and that's how it should be.
Oh, you probably think that's kind of open and shut, right? But wait until you see what happened to Rachel Winter after the arrest. I want to bring in Dave Graber. He's the author of that fine report you just saw. He's a reporter for News 4 WIVB. Joins me from Buffalo. Dave, thanks for being with me. So take me from that moment. What happened after she's put in the cruiser and that fine officer, I think his name is Sheriff's Deputy Timothy Call, drives her to the pokey? What happened?
Well, it'll actually be the second time that deputy supervisor intervenes. The video that you just saw and that the viewers saw, that you can hear the deputy tell his supervisor she's failed all of these tests. It is at that time, the first time, that his Lieutenant Steve Broderick, intervenes and says, hey, listen, I know Ron Winter really, really well. Let's see if we maybe can't do something about this. And then there is a second intervention back at the sheriff's office during booking, apparently. This is after she has been arrested. Because keep in mind, she is put in cuffs after she fails the breathalyzer. Of course, well within her rights to do so, but at that time, she is taken into custody. Then this deputy supervisor, Lieutenant Steve Broderick, intervenes again and says, listen, again, I know her father, longtime member of the Niagara County DA's office, Ron Winter, and says, how would you feel about maybe knocking this down to a lesser charge. And of course, they go back and forth, and then the deputy says, well, this is something, you're my supervisor, I'll do
You're my
what,
boss,
what you
right?
asked. And exactly.
You're my
so
boss.
it's a
what am I
difficult
supposed
denial.
to do?
In this
Man.
case. And of course, his supervisor says, well, listen, as long as you're comfortable with this, we'll move forward. And then, of course,
So, as you can see, now the lieutenant is trying to use his influence. Of course, he's smart. He's not saying, hey, you should do this, right? Because that's against the law. But he's kind of like, he's in the gray area where he's suggesting, hey, maybe we should do this. Where like, just should let it go. Or maybe we should like, just public intoxication or some shit like that. So, as a police officer, you need to understand that you are part of the system. However, the system can go against you as well. So, if you work for a good police department or a bad police department, it doesn't matter. Whenever things like this happen, they can jam you up and you can get in a lot of trouble. Okay, even if you were trying to do the right thing, or you thought that was the best course of action, to avoid conflict between the DA's office and things like that, supervisors, you should always do the right thing. So, I suggest that if your department is not that big where you don't have a union or another institution, like, for example, here in Texas, we have the CLEAT, which is lawyers and representatives for police officers, because this is what happened. Police departments are not there for you, okay? You might be the best worker, you might be like the best guy at writing tickets or arresting or whatever, but when shit like this happens, they're gonna jam you up, and they have no problem doing it, okay? So you need to protect your ass, and in this situation, the deputy did the right thing by filming the whole thing, protecting, saving his ass. And I suggest the same thing for you. Just because you work in a good police department doesn't mean you have to just trust them 100%, okay? There are public institutions run by different type of personalities, and some are like really good departments where they're run by really good people and they want to help you out and they want to help you grow. And there's other institutions where are run by people that they're just trying to go up the scale and get paid more and get that rank. And I believe me, and I've seen it, and it's so sad that they are willing to crush other officers for them to step up. And that's fucking bullshit. So you never become like that. Everybody's gonna fucking hate you. And do not let that happen to you. You get crushed because other people want to get ahead of you. So, and let's take a look at this. What happened to this? This update of what happened. You can see here. So, Justin's system didn't work in the DWI dismissal. So this, I'm pretty sure this guy, this lawyer, called a few of his buddies at the courthouse, and somehow this case got dismissed, right? So the New York State Unified Court System looked at that and say, you know, like they say, we're looking into the circumstances behind the dismissal, and it is being investigated. So again, he probably used his official powers to oppress justice, and that's really a really bad crime. I mean, you shouldn't be doing that shit. And they're not looking into the judge that preceded the case. So they're not looking into Judge Marino whatsoever. I'm sure there is no investigation of Judge Marino whatsoever. So they're not looking into him, but they're looking at a certain individual. All right, they declined to elaborate. The target is another individual associated with the court system. So they're probably looking into him, and why is he using his official powers to oppress justice? So, guys, again, don't be that guy, and don't let them crush you. You need to have lawyers protecting you, because in any case, just like this situation, or during a critical incident, a shooting and things like that, you need to protect your ass. So you guys be safe and watch your six.